Hi everyone, and welcome back to Japan Labor Rights. I'm Natsumi. If I look tired, it's because I am. This isn't just regular tired. This is Tokyo Finance tired. This is the kind of exhaustion that seeps into your bones before your day even begins. My alarm goes off at 6 a.m., and the first thought is always, not again. As a woman working here, the morning is already a full-time job. I have to look professional, which means polished hair and perfect makeup. It's an unspoken rule. You cannot look tired, even when you are dying inside for the sake of the company's image. Then comes the commute, the notorious rush hour. Imagine being packed onto a train like a sardine for an hour, your face pressed against the window. Your spirit is already crushed by the sheer density of human bodies, and we call it the human press. By the time I step into my office building at 8 a.m., I'm already drained. The clock hasn't even started ticking on my official 9 to 5. The pressure to perform has already cost me 2 hours of my life and all my morning energy. My official job title is a financial analyst. The reality is, I am a human multitasker with no off switch. We have to be at our desks by 8:30 a.m., even though the clock starts at 9 a.m. That half hour is mandatory prep unpaid, of course. This half hour is the first daily taste of Service Zangyo, meaning service overtime. In the main workday, I manage high-pressure, time-sensitive tasks, starting with the morning kaigi, or meeting. You must anticipate the nuances of the senior managers, almost all of whom are men, and have the perfect answer ready, preempting every question. Then there are the endless ringy documents, formal approval circulation papers. It's not about the content. It's about the incredibly precise, time-consuming formatting that must be absolutely perfect before it gets signed off. We also manage client relations, which means the constant subtle anxiety that any slip-up will reflect badly on the entire team. And here is the subtle but exhausting gendered pressure. Every morning, it's me or the other junior female staff who are responsible for preparing the tea for the senior managers and our clients. I have a master's degree in economics, yet I spend 15 minutes a day making sure the tea is the right temperature. If I suggest we use a service, the response is, "This is how we show respect." It creates a good atmosphere. It's a subtle way of reminding you of your place, that your primary value, sometimes, is not your brain power, but your service and compliance. We are constantly overlooked in discussions, but never overlooked when the coffee machine is empty. The clock hits 5:30 p.m. The official workday is over. But look around the office. No one is packing up. This is where Service Zangyo, the unpaid overtime, truly begins. Why do we stay? The biggest reason is social pressure. You simply cannot leave before your boss or your senpai, your senior colleagues. Leaving on time implies you are not a team player, that you don't have enough work, or worse, that you are not dedicated enough. It's an act of subtle, professional insubordination. So, the work continues. We're now doing the administrative tasks that were pushed aside earlier, or preparing the extra analysis that will likely never be used. This free labor can easily add 1 to 2 hours to my day, and because it's unpaid, the company has zero financial incentive to stop it. They get free dedicated labor. I've often stayed until 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. just to not look like the first one out. The official policy might say they pay overtime, but the culture says, if you want to survive, you stay. It's a vicious cycle that contributes directly to the terrifying reality of Karoshi death by overwork. For women, this is extra crushing. That extra time I spend at the office is time I should be spending meeting friends, dating, or focusing on personal hobbies. But I can't. The expectation is that your life is the company. And if you're past a certain age and not married, the pressure subtly ramps up. Why are you still single? You work too much. It's a trap where the job takes your time, and society judges you for the lack of life you have left. By the time I catch the train home, usually around 9:30 p.m., the physical and emotional toll is immense. My head aches, My shoulders are tight, and my eyes sting from staring at the screen for 12 hours straight. The emotional impact is the worst. It's a mix of anger and sheer, dull resignation. Anger at the unfairness of unpaid labor, and resignation that this is just the way it is. I get home at 10:30 p.m. Do I cook a healthy meal? No, I'm too tired. Do I call my friends? No, I have nothing to say that isn't about work. My identity has shrunk down to Natsumi, the finance worker. The loneliness is palpable. You are surrounded by people all day, yet you are utterly alone in your exhaustion. There is no energy left for self-care, for maintaining relationships, or for developing as a person outside of this corporate box. And then, there's the Nomikai pressure, the mandatory after-hours drinking parties. Sometimes, these are where the real decisions are made. Not only do you have to stay late for Service Zangyo, but you also have to go out and drink with your male bosses. You have to perform the role of the quiet, supportive colleague, often having to field inappropriate comments with a polite smile. It's a second shift of emotional labor, entirely unpaid and entirely exhausting. The core conflict here is the trade-off. We work for these prestigious companies for opportunity, for security, but the cost is our personal life, our health, and sometimes, our sanity. Service Zangyo is more than just unpaid wages. It is the theft of your time, your energy, and your future. It's a legal gray area the companies exploit with impunity, backed by a culture of absolute loyalty. The legal side is complex. Companies exploit ambiguities in labor laws and use shaming and intimidation to keep workers silent. They threaten your promotion, your bonus, or your reputation if you speak up about unpaid overtime. So, how do you protect yourself? First, track everything. Log your real start and end times and the specific work you do after official hours. This is your evidence. Second, document the pressure. If you are explicitly told not to log your overtime, document who said it and when. Third, find support. Connect with outside organizations, like us, who can guide you through the process without immediately escalating things inside your company. You don't have to quit. You have to know your rights. If you are working in Japan, especially if you are a woman facing these unique gendered pressures, I need to hear from you. Please share your story of Service Zangyo or Burnout in the comments below. You are not alone. Let's make the invisible labor visible. Hit that like button if this resonated with you, and subscribe to Japan Labor Rights. Until next time, take care of yourselves. You are worth more than your unpaid hours.